Yo, yo,
Yes,
what's going
sir.
on, Little Nation? Giants fans all over the world. Shakedown Sports Podcast on the Shakedown Media Network on your YouTubes. Back in ya. Pause. Back at you. One more game. And we here, man. Got the crew with me. Shake Spontaneous. You the chosen one. St. Daniels.
Yep.
Holding it down. Last Row Poet. Hello again. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You know what I mean? We coming. We here. Round of applause. Round of applause. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, everybody? Repost the post. Let everybody know we in here. Got another one for you. Another banger, another slaughter. You know what I mean? Get the festivities started with the music here and the ones and twos. You know what I mean? As we introduce the people.
I see.
What
Same.
up,
I ain't
Shay?
even gonna do it to the people. You feel me? 'Cause, feel me? Like I got that song embedded in your head, right?
Yeah,
It's like
like
it's embedded in mine, bro.
heck.
And I ain't even gonna do it to the people. I was about to do it. I was about to come on here. You know what I mean? And then everybody that listen to the shakedown gonna be sitting there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do it to him, though, man. What's going on?
Nigga, ain't shit, man. Ain't shit. You know what I mean? Here we are. What is it? Thursday? No, Wednesday. Today, Wednesday. You know what I mean? Can't get my days
bro.
together,
It's been
bro.
that type of week, though, bro.
It's been that week.
The same
Yeah.
thing, bro. I was like,
For real.
Wednesday? Boy.
For real.
Yeah, boy, go to work. Yeah, boy, go to work.
Word. Word, man. But we here again, man. You know what I mean? Hope to have another great show for y'all, man. Tune in, chime in, tell a friend, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Y'all know the usuals, whatever. Yeah. Wait for I'm trying to pull up our thumbnail, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. You know what I mean? What up, Either Chosen? Yeah, you wanna go last?
Yo, what's
Yo.
good with you guys, man? Peace, peace. Ain't nothing, man. You already know what time it is. Today is another day. Peace to the gods, peace to the earths, peace to everybody on the social media outlets that's doing their thing, keeping us relevant. But I need y'all to do me a favor outside of liking and subscribing. I need you guys to leave your comments on the actual YouTube comment section on the show. Please, brothers and sisters, one more time before I get out of here, leave your comments on the YouTube actual comment show. You guys' comments don't follow over when the show is actually done. So that's all we asking you to do outside of liking and subscribing. And y'all know what time it is. Welcome to the show. We got a good one for you.
Yes, sir. Well, y'all already know.
Well, why
Another
you
day.
end it off like that, though? We got a good one for you. Dumb. Why you do that?
We back at it like we never left. You know what I mean? Hump day. You know what I mean? Wednesday. We threw that midweek. Some people like myself who may have Friday off from the regular 9 to 5. Today is my Thursday. And you know what I mean? Well, today is my Thursday and tomorrow's my Friday. Yes, sir.
Damn,
Good Friday, man. Good Friday, man.
Me, bro. They blocked me. Like, nah, bro.
Yeah,
You ain't gonna have no party life. No party life for you, boy.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to the fish fry, man, on Friday. I don't know what they talking about. I will not be at the JOB. That place will be shut
Saturday
down.
night fish fry. It was rocking. It was rocking. You never seen such muffling up until the break of dawn.
Other than that, man, it's always great to get up in here and chop it up with the bros, chop it up with the fans, the community, and let's get into it, man. Let's talk about it.
Absolutely, man. And today we're starting off right with a banger because yesterday I said something that had the brothers like, oh no, he really jumping off the bridge. Somebody save him. But I don't need no saving because last year or 2 years ago, I think there was a conversation about a certain player that's coming out of Penn State who has the number 11, currently plays for Dallas. They were so quick to label and deem and say that this man is the next LT. And I said on my couch, bullshit. You know what I mean? How dare y'all? That's blasphemous. He hasn't done nothing yet. I get talent. I get the cat-like skills. This has nothing to do with him as a player. I'm not diminishing his skills. He's fantastic. He's a fantastic player in Parsons. Hell, I wanted to draft him. But putting the LT on him, nah, I can't do that. But this guy, coming from behind, you know me, coming right after, wears the same number, goes by the name of Abdul Carter, he might be that guy. And I think, and this is what I told the brothers after the show last night, Abdul Carter, I believe, is going to be better than Parsons. Yep, I said I believe he's going to be better than Michael Parsons.
Hold on. I gotta get the book right now.
Get the book.
I'm getting the book. You going in the book.
I'm going in early.
That boy said it's draft week.
Yeah.
I'm jumping off bridge.
Yeah. Abdul Carter.
Wednesday.
So
which one is it? LRP, the Golden Gate or the Verrazano?
What happened to us? That's probably the Verrazano because I'm up high right now. You know what I mean? I'm up high. You can't see.
So high.
I'm going with the Verrazano. What happened to our people? Where we at? Do y'all see us on the screen?
Nah, we gone. The people.
Nah, you got you got the logo flashing. There we go.
Oh man, I don't even know I did that.
All right, so
yeah, you are.
Man, right there.
LRP. So you saying he gonna have a better first year than Michael Parsons?
Oh, this man tripping. First of all,
yep.
You
he
definitely
done jumped off of the bridge triple time. Three times.
Three times.
You know what I'm saying? like how you do that? Like how you do that? Did you land somewhere and then you climb back up and then you jumped again? Like what did you? I don't understand, bro. Because first of all, you done put him in the same name as Lawrence Taylor. First of all, that's crazy. Like
he ain't the only one, Shakes. He got to follow him.
Just hold on real quick, bro. Let me But, you know what I'm saying? To me, bro, nobody is ever going to duplicate that or even be close. And it's not just because of my Giant fandom. It's because of the ferociousness that this man displayed on the football field. It was just a different time in football, bro. It's never going to be like that ever again. So when you look at these guys like a Michael Parsons, like a Abdul Carter, yeah, they can dominate a game like a LT, but their game is nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. So that's one. Then for two, how the hell you gonna say this man gonna be better than Michael Parsons, who's been a defensive player of the year, and this man ain't stepped foot on the field yet?
That's why it's called a bold prediction.
It sure is,
thing, bro. And that's a really bold prediction because this motherfucker is not even going to pro days and none of that shit because he hurt. He hurt. But you still sitting here like, yeah, he's better than Mike Parsons. And I see more LT in him than Mike Parsons. And I'm like, wait a minute. LRP, do you need some soup? You need a wonton soup or something? Check the somebody give him a thermometer.
Yo, LRP, you down? LRP is down, man.
Not the wonton Shakes. not the hold on. Not the wonton. You could have gave him anything else to eat. But yet and still, you going to go to the Chinese restaurant and get him a $2.50 soup with dried up crackers that you got to put in there to moisten up for a half hour just to get the regular taste out of it. Don't nobody in here, right? Can't nobody in here right now tell me what wonton soup is made of. Go ahead. I dare you. Well, I'll tell y'all what it's made of.
Keep the foggy, powdery shit out of it.
It's made of one dumpling and broth.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You get one dumpling. Yeah, that's it. And pieces of celery.
Oh man. Something in that though. That's just delicious. Nah, I want some of that shit, man.
You
smashed
the hell out of a wonton soup in a minute,
oh
bro.
Man.
That's
right now.
You wildin'.
Really?
No soup for you.
Wildin'. You ever eaten a fried wonton?
No soup for you.
Have you ever eaten a fried wonton?
That's what most people like. That's what most people get. They get the fried wonton.
Yeah.
Because it's the dumpling fried and they get like it reminds them of an egg roll.
That's fried wonton.
A liquid egg roll. That sounds disgusting.
Yeah, the same way it sounds disgusting when I hear somebody say this man Abdul Carter could possibly be the next Lawrence Taylor. It's the same thing. Go ahead and just eat fried wontons on the side of a bridge. And K-Mac just drove over to Verrazano and told me he ain't throwing LRP no life preserve. So I know what's going on.
He said, "I thought I saw you in the water."
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's fine. I'm okay. I can swim. No, I can't. But I you know what I mean? I served in the Navy. I'll turn my jeans into a flotation device.
You feel me? I was on the ship. You dig?
Right.
I'll be all right.
I'm good. I know about water.
Yo, listen. I'm gonna say it this way. This is not the first time that I've heard this atrocious take. It's not the first time that I've heard the comparative. And way before LRP started even saying any of this, there was a bunch of other people on the spaces, on other stuff that was just like, yo, this dude has the potential to be the next Lawrence Taylor. And I'm saying to myself, this man, first of all, 56, was one of one. There will never be another Lawrence Taylor. He is one of one. He is a generational, transcending linebacker who played this game with such ferocity that you would never be able to duplicate that in your life. The only thing that a Micah Parsons and an Abdul Carter can do is hope they have half of the career that he had in his life together as one.
Let me say this, because how can we say that in this day and age when we are witnessing people break records that are absolutely unattainable at one point in time? Wayne Gretzky's record stood the test of time that nobody was going to eclipse that. I didn't go anywhere else. It's all of the same thing. How can we sit there and say at this stage?
Let me get this.
Do you know how many games Ovechkin played, bro?
Let me get this. Yeah.
Do you know that is a hell of a 895 goals? Last year, LeBron breaking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's points. Come on now.
Hold on, LRP, though. Hold on. Because that's a good point, right? That's a good point for you to throw that out there. Let me shut it down, though. Because, you know what I'm saying, we're not talking about stats. We're not talking about records. When we're talking about LT, when we're talking about a defensive guy like that impacted and put fear in motherfuckers' hearts. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different story, bro. We're talking about how he was and his physicality on the football field. We don't go on the stats when we talk about these linebackers. We don't do that. Because if we do that, we can sit there and put Ogletree and all them motherfuckers that had 200 tackles a season and shit. We like, oh, we put them up there as one of the top. No, we can't. When you talk about these linebackers, you got to talk about the fear factor that they had on this football field. Ain't nobody going to sit there and say Ray Lewis was not one of the greats. Why? Because he put fear in the motherfucker's heart. Not just because he had 150 tackles a season. It's because nobody ain't want to go across that middle. All right? So, you can't put these young bulls with no darn LT. They're not as physical, and the game has changed. Period. It's never going to be another one.
I can't say nothing to that because the physicality of the game has changed. You're absolutely right. LT players like LT, Ray Lewis, they stoked fear because you dudes hit you. I seen the sports science episode. That's 3,000 daggone pounds of pressure that's coming at you. You know what I'm saying? So I get all of that. However, the fear doesn't necessarily have to be physical. You know what I'm saying? Just like somebody standing in front of you, if you're scared to fight, you ain't got to be fearful of the person punching you. You fearful of the activity. You know what I'm saying? So what I mean by that is this dude can play a major role in stoking fear through his mind, through his IQ. And he has a hell of an IQ. So you could be fearful of throwing the ball in the middle because, that dude is quick, like agile like hell. He can jump in front of the rock. He can steal the ball. He can sack me. This dude can't guard. I can't guard him. He's too fast. He's too strong. He's too powerful. You know what I mean? I'm an offensive lineman. I can't hold him. You can stoke fear that way. And I believe that he can.
LRP, you said something, right? That was very profound. But you forgot one thing. You said, I saw the sports science, and that's 3,000 pounds of pressure coming at you, right? That's what you said?
Yeah, the number was probably exaggerated some years ago. I don't remember the exact number, but it was
no problem at all. But we could leave it at 3,000 because that's a good number. But what you forgot to add is that's 3,000 pounds of pressure coming at you on cocaine. We're not going to forget that. That was drugs involved in that.
That's hilarious.
Like, we're going to keep it real here.
For real,
what these young kids may put in their bodies today as PEDs, that was the PED of back then.
Nah, he ain't lying, bro. He's right, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cocaine's out of a drug. But... You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. It's never gonna be like that again. But yeah, when you talk about these kids, as far as in today's terms, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they the scariest you can get. You see what I'm saying? Like in today's terms, they the scariest that you can get. I hope I wasn't in the Matrix when I said that.
Nah, you wasn't in the Matrix, bro, at all. You know what's crazy? You was talking to yourself low, because and it was just as clear as there. Right, it was just as clear as your conversation. But let's switch gears for a minute with the same topic. If you're gonna sit here and tell me that this man has an LT possibility, you got to tell me what you see that allows you to even believe that. Because remember, LT could stop everything, not just the run, not just the pass. He could stop everything. He could stop a running back, a linebacker, an offensive lineman. There was nothing that could stop him when he was in motion. He was the juggernaut, bro. And it was nothing that could stop an immovable object, especially once he gets going in the direction he was going in. And then for him to be that size, to be that strong, to be that agile, he was just a freak of nature at that position that just happened to harness them skills and be the best possible defensive player this game has ever seen. Ever.
Transcended.
Yo.
They had to.
When somebody says, "What did you watch, Fame?" They say, "Yo, I watched tape of LT." You know, and they ain't even listen. Think about it. This dude is about to be 60, if I'm not mistaken. Michael Parsons and Abdul Carter wasn't even nowhere near born yet. They gotta watch tape of him as little kids till they become grown men. That's how great he is. That the film never changes at their age group. Don't ever put them two dudes' names in the same sentence
That's
as
the
56
bar
again.
that he set, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's the bar that he set. That this man played in the 80s. Probably, I mean, I think he ended in early 90s, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, bro, what are we talking about? It's 2025. And they still
And you can still put the tape on, bro.
You feel me?
And I didn't mean to cut your wisdom, Shakes. I just got excited over that, brother. You feel me? Like you can put on LT tape right now, and you still won't find a copy of him in the NFL or nobody that reminds you of him. It's just different. In battle rap, they say it's different. It's levels to this. He just different, bro.
Facts.
Ray Lewis wasn't an LT. He was the Ray Lewis.
Right.
Would he dominate though? Would he dominate the 20s and right now in the present day NFL?
Lawrence
Taylor. LT.
What? Yo, first of all, these dudes ain't even that physical no more.
Hold on. Let me explain it. Back then, back in the 80s, the 90s, it was all about the run game. So you had bigger, slower offensive tackles. That's why Taylor was he could get around them so easily because they were slow. Nowadays, left tackles, right tackles are much quicker. They're much smaller. Well, not size-wise, but they're smaller than what they used to be. Now it's about the pass game.
Yeah, more athletic bodies than massive bodies like it was before.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get you.
Okay, but let's talk about his pass rush bag.
Speed, power, what you want?
Let's talk about his pass rush bag. Bull rush, pass rush, swim move, up and under, over around, bend around the corner. What couldn't he do?
Endless bag.
Oh, he can do it all.
And guess what? These left tackles don't get a chance to see it all. They get a dude with a couple of moves. But when you run up on a Myles Garrett, speed, strength, pass rush bag, look what happens to him. Look how he dominates.
He dominates.
Yes. He has a tool bag. And not only that, you can put him on any 4 of the spots on the line. A DT is too slow to get to him. And don't let one of these left tackles be average. He's killing him. Think about it like this. Evan Neal is a modern day right tackle. Imagine Lawrence Taylor lining up against Evan Neal.
Lunchtime.
We call that food.
Take his lunch.
Where I'm from.
Take his lunchtime.
For real.
Evan Neal would have tapped out. He was I ain't going back in.
How do I sound, fellas? Better?
Yeah, you sound good.
Cool. No, it sounded like I was in a tunnel before. But all valid points, man. I heard every word I said. All valid points. Ain't nobody trying to, and yeah, let Carter be Carter first. Taylor is Taylor. That era is over. Giants fans not living in the past. However, I do think that this dude's talent and his IQ and his impact on the game production can be LT-like. And that's what we want. The question is our next great linebacker. LT was a great linebacker. So, you know what I mean? We can look at the individual.
I'm saying he LT-ish.
No, I'm LT.
I'm saying don't put the word great
in perspective. I'm putting things.
And I'm saying the word great is not to be used for him. Transcendent and elite. Those are words that you might want to use. There's good, there's great, there's elite, and there's generational and transcendent. That same little step. He's that. He's generationally transcendent.
But let's see what he can do first, man. I ain't putting nothing on the kid till I see him play in an NFL game for a season.
Man, make a run stop, and then I'll get the eyebrow raised.
I don't know why y'all feel
NFL first.
I don't know why the thought process of him not being able to stop the run is a concern. I don't get that. You know what I mean? These are college players, collegiate level players at the end of the day. You have to assume, we have to assume that once you get out of college, once you get that 4-year education, you don't stay on that same plateau. So, you know what I mean? I get what you guys saw in college and the fact that inability, maybe he wasn't asked to do that. I don't know. But at the same time, he did play off the ball. He can play on edge. It is a skill that will, I think, won't be a factor when it comes to the next level. I mean, shit, you go in college, you've been in college 4 years, still can't build a motherfucking web spreadsheet until you actually fucking get to the job and figure out the formulas and shit like that. You know what I mean?
So
you fucking leave the goddamn university.
So you believe it's on the job. So you believe it's on the job training in the NFL is going to make him a better player stopping the run?
We have to. Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean,
no, I'm just asking you. I'm just asking you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, same. Write that down.
Right, write it down.
I already got him down for something that's good enough. He said Abdul Carter will be better than Micah Parsons and have a better rookie year.
Yeah, we got it. That's good enough. We ain't got no more quotes after that.
We don't even got to wait 3 years to see, because that's the grace that we give players coming out of college. About 3 years. He said he's going to have a better rookie year. So
I'm going to tell you why LRP is pissing me off too.
Oh, because this shit. Yes,
I'm gonna tell you why he pisses me off. Because he ain't gonna go nowhere. You understand? Saturday, we got to deal with his ass for a whole series in basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He just like this motherfucker. He just won't stop.
Like a
you know what I'm saying? Like
I'm down south with the Nats.
Yeah. Right. Just
Pistons in the Knicks, baby. Let's go. How ironic.
It was the basketball gods who laid this upon us. You feel me? We put this in the atmosphere. We manifested it. We've been going back and forth all season. Now let's see if your team is built for the mecca of basketball or if they're going to be going home sitting on the beach early.
Hey, man, Motor City ain't never been scared, bro. Shoot, we got a whole palace. We got a palace too, goddamn it.
Hey, Shake Squad. Champagne on ice, y'all.
Here y'all go. Here y'all go.
Yo, the sad part about it is you sipping to a loss, but you ain't sipping to none of your victories. I don't respect that.
I told you, bro. Ain't about
two
us
team
right
having that.
Ain't about us right now. It's about y'all.
Tyler Hero is going crazy. Tyler Hero is literally going crazy right now.
Yeah, he acting up. It look cute.
Yeah, Bulls don't stand a chance trying to open it up.
Yeah, you going crazy. But one thing about LT, we got to remember, sacks wasn't even a stat until this man came in the game. He's the best defensive player ever to put on a uniform, man. So linebacker, all that. Nah, LT was the best defensive player in the game ever to this day.
And he played for a while. He didn't have like his career cut short. Whatever injuries back then, whatever was going on, they played through that, bro. They hit a couple of lines and got in between the lines.
You ain't lying. They put duct tape on their shit and got right
That's
back out
a fact, bro.
Hey,
I'm just saying, there cannot be in today's time and what we have seen with these players. To stay in one generation if you want to, but there is levels to this shit, and everybody got their own individual planet. You know what I'm saying? And another planet is about to be created with this motherfucker Abdul Carter. Say the hell you want, you damn right ain't going no daggone way.
Hey, real quick, I want to acknowledge what Coach Ed said because I totally agree. The closest was Derek Thomas, and again, that was back then. We're talking about the 90s. That era is gone, bro. Gone. It's gone, dead and buried.
And I'm not saying it has to look like that for it to come back or resurrect. I'm not even trying to resurrect it. All I'm saying is It's not going to look like that. And I get it.
Rest in peace, Derek Thomas.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean?
I think he would have surpassed him. I think Derek Thomas would have surpassed him.
Yeah, Derek Thomas was nasty, bro.
If he didn't pass so early, he would have surpassed LT as one of the greatest linebackers.
I don't know.
But
rest in peace, Derek Thomas.
I ain't even going to argue with that, bro. I mean, I done seen this. Didn't he have like 6 sacks in one game?
Yeah, he did.
That shit's crazy.
Is that Derek Thomas? I think
it was.
I think it was more than that.
Nah, OC tied it.
Because I know OC broke it.
Nah, he tied it.
Yeah,
he
tied it.
it.
Right.
He tied it. Okay.
Yeah. Derek Thomas was a problem.
But there was a presser today by our GM. You know what I mean? Switching gears to talk about that. I know there's a lot of feedback. A lot of people.
It was 7.
Oh, it was 7. All right.
Damn. It was 7. Yeah, man. Boy, nasty, bro. So he got the record. He got the record.
Yeah, back in 1990, November 11th, 1990. Yes, he had a 7-sack game.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah, and OC tied it, right? With 7.
No, he got
He had 6.
He had 6.
OC had 6.
Oh, okay.
Damn. So has nobody beaten Strahan's record yet?
Nah.
Allen came close. I think he was 1 sack away, right? Jared Allen?
Nah, TJ Watt was the closest.
Okay.
Half a
he was a
half
half away. Yeah, he was a half away.
Yeah. That motherfucker mad as shit. There's another guy. He's mad as hell at that half a sack. I forgot. I saw a video or something about that.
Got to know?
Yeah, he's mad as shit at that goddamn half a sack.
He hate that shit. You involved, man. Y'all colluded, man.
For real. He like the dude from the Cosby Show. You know what I'm saying? Every time he started telling that story, the motherfucker come from the back. My car was right here. His car was right here. Tell you that shit was complete. It's going to drive him crazy for the rest of his life. He's like, you fucking laid down for him. You know you did.
Let me ask y'all brothers something, because I never did this historic work. Coach Ed, if you have the knowledge on this, please let us know too. Did they actually go back and count Lawrence Taylor's sacks? Like, did they say, listen, it wasn't a stat at this point, but this is what it was, and they added it? Or they started him more fresh with 0 when the stat started? So think about this. Come on, bro. They started him off with 0 when they started the actual stat, but he was doing it before the stat even began. Think about that. The man got that many sacks when the stat started. What about everything that he did before that? That's like Dr. J in the ABA. He was doing damage before he got to the NBA merger.
Man, what about Mean Joe Green and all of them? They was getting sacks. And ain't nobody record that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The Steel Curtain. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes.
What's that? Me and Joe Green and them.
Yeah, Steel Curtain, them dudes, man.
Jack
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Jack Ham, Jack Lambert, and them dudes.
But and that's fine, you know what I'm saying? It will never be as it was, just because people tender now, So whatever. But it can look a different way.
Tender now.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It can look a different way. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Motherfucker act smart. It was like, oh shit, I know he's about to do that because he take 2 steps before he put or whatever. Goddamn ear twitch. I'm gonna jump in front of the ball. It can look smarter and still be as lethal. You don't have to be all grueling and all that shit. I just, but it is what it is. We'll see. It's interesting though, and it's fun. Appreciate the 30 minutes that y'all gave to that. But we can give on to Joe Shane, man. I know that's sparked some conversation today. He had some things to say. People came back at some. He was like, man, I could have got my minutes back or something. He said, waste of time or something he said. But what y'all think now? I didn't even watch it, bro. We too close to the draft. I can't do it.
LRP, just real quick.
Lion
At times,
season, bro.
you sounding like you far away and in a hallway, bro. I don't know what it is, but you sounding far
It's
away
because
and in a hallway.
technology ain't worth shit. That's why.
Nah, he was good to me. But fucking
Yeah, he sounded good to me too.
with that shit,
Deacon
man.
Jones.
Like, this is lion season, bro. Like this is lion season. I don't want to hear nothing y'all gotta say right now, bro. Y'all ain't gonna throw me off my game.
Yeah, most people are saying
Dang.
they ain't learned nothing new from that presser.
No.
He
No.
didn't give out
And-
nothing.
And he didn't do that for the fans. He did that for the other 31 NFL teams to try to throw them off the trail.
Nothing stood out to you, J-Rock?
Nah, bro.
Nothing, right?
To me, he talked in circles. He didn't want to give up no information. Because they were trying to press him. Like, okay, well, what's important to you, quarterback? Well, we don't. We got some
I
quarterbacks.
just don't want to
from
see
free
his face
agency.
no more. I don't want to see his face no more. I don't want to see his body language no more.
not
If he has a presser the next time, I'm just going to listen to the audio. I just don't want to see his human being at all. I'm tired of it. It's the worst type of body language. It's the worst type of eye contact. It's the worst type of gestures. It's the worst type of facial expressions. I just don't need this man to be seen no more. Why don't they just call him on the phone? I mean, when you look at his face, bro, listen to me. Call him, bro. Don't even let him come up to the podium. It's a sauteed, watered down circle running around circus. It's just boring, and we hate it as Giants fans. It's no charisma, it's no pizzazz, it's no anything that you want to listen to. Like if I was a reporter, I ask my question and be like, "Thanks, Joe. I gotta go, but thank you." And I'm going to eat my lunch or whatever free shit they give out in MetLife at that point when you interviewing or whatever, because it ain't nothing to listen to. He runs away from questions like this a bubonic plague. He never answers anything straight up.
Yeah, I don't expect him to.
The GM, exactly. I didn't expect him to either.
Yeah, well, shut up then.
But that's what I was saying. Like in the chat this afternoon, earlier, I was like, did he do this last season? Did he do a presser 8 days before the draft or a week before the draft?
That's a good question. I don't think so.
It's mandatory though for them to do some type of They have to have some type of conversation if they're doing all of these visits and holding these visits, and because they're doing things a little bit differently now. So the PR agent sets it up like that. You know what I'm saying? We're bringing these players in, we're having this conversation, and we want to just have one presser before the draft or something like that. Where, you know what I mean? It's just shut up, man. Just shut up.
Yeah,
It was a waste of our
just
time,
close,
man. I'll check the
Shit.
stats on it.
You know what I mean? If there was a presser, I thought it was like maybe around Senior Bowl time. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe nitpicking with days, but I don't think it was this close. But I felt like we lost 2
Usually,
years anyway.
you don't hear like the last time you hear from. Usually, it's either at the combine or the owners meeting. That's when you hear from. Like 7 days before the draft. I don't remember that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he did speak a week before the draft.
That's what I said. I'll go look it up or whatever and see what's going on. But it ain't nothing. That hoodie is doodle too. Let's talk about that shit. Looking like oatmeal. That hoodie is trash.
It's opaque, bro.
Shit is whack.
It's just everything now.
Yeah, like I hate his image, bro. I hate his image. Like, did y'all see the face that I took that I put on the that I posted? Y'all saw his face on the post? Look like a shaved bird.
Do we got some of his audio available? Do we got some of his audio available?
I ain't gonna listen to that shit. I'll be back.
Yeah, we got it. I'm gonna cue it up right now.
I bet.
I mute myself.
People who missed it.
How long is it?
Too long.
We cut it up into three segments. So listen to the first segment, and then we can comment on it.
Many people in the building through these 30 visits, the scouting process, the all-star games, the combine. The coaches are heavily involved in the process. A lot of Zooms. They've Zoomed with a lot of these prospects. Been to a lot of dinners, a lot of meetings in the facility with some of the prospects that came through, pro days, private workouts. Also, whether it's, strength and conditioning coaches, the cafeteria, Pat, Dion, their staff, Lonnie, Dr. Lonnie, we put these kids through, quite a process when they come through the building, and, there's a lot of people involved that are critical in, our decision making. So I want to thank them for that. With that being said, we feel like we're in a pretty good spot, with the draft coming up in 8 days, and, there's still some work to do and some loose ends that we're going to tie up, meetings with coaches, some Zooms. We can still do Zooms with prospects. So we're not there yet, but we're getting close, but, feel good about where we are. So with that, I'll open up to questions.
Well, still work to do. It's been reported that you guys are doing some private workouts with quarterbacks. Explain why the timing of it to do it so late in the process now, maybe rather than sometime earlier. Yeah,
it's a unique calendar year. I think the draft is as early as it can be, that Thursday in April being the 24th. If you're speaking specifically of Colorado, like their pro day was April 4th. That was the last one. 2 to 3 weeks after the draft, we make our calendar for the next year, and we have a process that's in place that we believe in terms of how many days we need for our meetings and medical, psychological, some of the third-party vendors that we use in terms of how the calendar goes. So with the April 4th pro day of Colorado, we were already in meetings. So when I left you guys at the owners' meetings, we started that Wednesday, and that's how the calendar is for us every year. So it was unique that a pro day was that late, and we had to stop meetings to go out to Boulder. But these private workouts have been in place. And what happens, Jordan, is a lot of times these prospects won't do privates before their pro days. So if we could have done a private workout with Shedeur before his pro day, we probably would have. But the concern there is they also have receivers, and there's a lot of receivers at Colorado. So you don't want to be that team that does a private workout with a prospect and then they pull a muscle. Or one year I was in Miami, there was a tight end at Nebraska Omaha when they had football, and he broke his wrist at the private workout, and the pro day was the next day, and all the scouts were pissed off. So you got to be conscious of that. You don't want these guys to get injured before their pro day when all 32 teams can watch them perform. So there's nothing unique about this other than the calendar is what it is this year, and we were in meetings. Some of these prospects have had 30 visits, so you're trying to connect the schedules. They're busy, we're busy, and this was the week where we could get out there and do some of these other private workouts. And we're not just doing this with quarterbacks. There's a couple other positions that we have private workouts that are coming up as well. So it's just when you're trying to put the big puzzle together, and players are coming in, they're at 30 visits. The off-season program, it takes 2 to be on the same page and have openings where you can get together.
Joe, what do you get out of the private workouts, especially with the quarterbacks?
Yeah, we have a process in place that we've had. I mean, this dates back to when Dabes and I worked together in Miami. I remember the Andy Dalton, Mallet, some of those guys. So it's a pretty thorough process in place that we believe in, and we've seen the results play out at the position. So I'm not going to get into specifics with that, but it's been tested. It's true, and it's a lot of times it's panned out. Whether we didn't like a prospect and how they projected to the next level.
Joe, you discussed right from the beginning about the importance of improving the quarterback position. You've signed a couple of veterans in Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. How important is it for the Giants to select a quarterback at some point in this draft?
With the signing of those two players, I think we put ourselves in a position where I don't think that's mandatory or something that we're our feet to the fire and we have to do. I think the two guys we signed have played a lot of ball. They've got a lot of skins on the wall, and I do think we've upgraded that room, compared to where it was a year ago. I like the two guys that we have, and Tommy's still in there, and he's won games for us too, and he's still developing. So we're happy with the makeup of the room right now.
Joe, when you look at the league-wide trends, how much does that affect or tweak or cause you to tweak your processes when you look at some of the things that the successful teams of last year maybe were able to do in terms of personnel?
What trend are you
Like, for example, more defensive line rotation, more running back emphasis, that sort of thing. Does that, cause you to tweak your
yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's a trends, but you look around, like you look at, division and your matchups within the division or your opponents or what's coming up. And ultimately you're trying to build the best team. But I know, again, talking about Miami again, we were in Miami and they had New England had two really good tight ends. Well, how are we going to match up against these guys? So if you have a weakness versus, a certain opponent that you got to play a couple times a year, you look at that and how you're going to build your team, because ultimately you want to win your division. So, not so much trends around the league, but it is a copycat league. So coaches are looking at that from a personnel standpoint. There's really good collaboration with the coaching staff and what they're looking for and what they need in order to put the best product on the field and win games.
Joe, when you go into a draft now, obviously you're going to the fourth draft that you've had. How much do you have your current depth chart, your current roster, but also project 2-3 years down the road as to what you have in the building, but also what you're going to be drafting, position-wise, what you look for? Can it be in two different silos? Is the current over here and the draft separate, or do you have to mesh them together? Yeah,
we're always looking at that, Art. That's a good question. And, okay, here's where we are salary cap-wise going into 2026. Here's our players that are going to be UFAs. If there's a guy there in the second round that could maybe he's a backup year one, but then we don't have to pay somebody $20 million. You're looking at it that way. Really good player, eventual starter, where you are salary cap wise, whose contracts are coming up. So you're always looking into the future. Hey, this is eventual successor to player X if we don't get a deal done or can't extend them. You're always looking into that. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was talking about the other day with our secondary now. I'm like, geez, like 3 years from now, they're all up at the same time and Dexter's up at the same time. So I'm already, you're projecting down there our rookie class last year if they won a first rounder. So 3 years from now, there's a lot of guys, core guys right now that are, their contracts are up at the same time. So you try to prevent that when you're doing some deals here and there. And, but we're always conscious of that, the financial aspect of it. And then how are we going to replace these players?
Right. No pause
So
right there.
you heard, so why would you put yourself in that situation to where your core guys are all their contracts are coming up at the same time in the next 3 years? So is he going to restructure their contracts? Is he going to, like, what do you do before that? Or do you replace them? Like, I don't understand.
Joe Shane will sign you this season and restructure your shit next season. He has no problem doing that. He'll do it to anybody. AT, Dex. He's going to do it to Burns this year. It doesn't matter. He'll sign you for something, and then the next season right after, he'll restructure. One thing he said in that, it was like he said that some players coming out of college be having 30 visits. 30 visits? It must be some of the same teams multiple times, because you will feel like a draft pick that's going to be going, that for a fact is going to be going in the top 10. Why would you be visiting somebody that's picking in, the bottom, the very bottom half of the first round, right? I didn't know that, though.
These kids, they can drop. Like, players sometimes drop. So if you don't do your due diligence on them,
that's a fact.
Let me explain what he means by that after you. I'm sorry, J-Rod. Go ahead, brother. I apologize.
No, go ahead. I'm done.
Oh, no. I just wanted to explain what that means. The 30 visits are the top 30 players on your board. And I've taken a screenshot of the top 30 players on the board. They have their round one players that come in, right? That come in for the 30 visits. They have their round two players, and so forth and so forth and so forth. I was amping up Omarion Hampton, the running back from UNC, who's my number one running back in this draft. He's in the second round. So I'll show you the picture of the rounds and the players that's on the board. So I'll show them to you.
Yeah, I get that. I know that part right there. that each NFL team has the right to interview 30 players, but the way he said it is like the player themselves are going on 30 visits, which sounds crazy.
That's why I ain't listen to that shit. I mean, I don't know.
Well, no, I mean, he could be alluding to the teams. You know what I mean? There's 30 teams, you know what I mean? So it could be. I mean, I'm not going to assume, but he could be alluding to that these players are going to multiple teams because they don't know where they're going to fall. So it could be up to 30, 28 teams that they do visit.
Yeah, because it could be like, all right, this quarterback, you know he going top 3, right? And then you be a team that's picking 27, and then they have the visit with the guy, be like, listen, man, if we get the opportunity to trade up, we're going to do whatever. We're going to try to move mountains to get up there and get you type shit. So I guess that's why a player will go on a visit for somebody that low. So, but that's just something that I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I picked up on it like, damn. You know what I mean? That's
same thing they told J.J. McCarthy, right? And that's why he thought they was going to draft him.
Nah, I'm geeking off of Ghost Dog calling him a liar. He's a
liar.
liar.
You're a liar.
You're a liar.
I put that in the room for you. Same.
I bet.
It's just the first 2 rounds, so you can see what it looked like on our board.
Yeah.
Just the Giants specifically, our draft board.
For me, it was the discussion about what they do during the private workout. And he brought up Andy Dalton randomly. I was like, and didn't say shit about what they did with Andy Dalton. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's, you know, it's like giving a reference from somebody that you ain't too sure about. That was what threw me for a loop. I was like, what was we supposed to get from that? Back when me and Davis was in Miami, we had Andy Dalton. You know how that goes.
No. What he was trying to say was, like, they got the same, like, type of system since back then. When they met each other, they do the same type of philosophy when it comes to the draft and visits and stuff like that. So what he was saying was, we've been doing that since the days of when we had Andy Dalton, and you know what I mean. That's when it started.
But that ain't Guru and Premier though. You know what I'm saying? You can't modify your changes and just do different designs and different elements to shit. That ain't Guru and Premier. You know my Steve.
I ain't got no back. Ain't got no back, Mike, son.
Yeah, kept dropped the mic on that one. That was a whole bar.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Oh, man, you gotta update they update their formulas, man. So fuck out of here. Why you still using that shit?
Exactly. I wouldn't have said that.
Yeah, that's not necessary. Exactly. I was like, that's not
you know what I mean? Like that's what I mean, man.
That wasn't encouraging.
That's the point, fellas. That's why I said I'll be back when that shit is over with. And I'm gonna be real with you too. I was unimpressed by the people asking them questions. They didn't sound like they was intrigued. Well, Joe, listen. So I think around.
Where Charlie at, man?
He's not gonna press
is
him.
in there, man.
They got jobs. They got jobs, man. They can't press him like that.
Then don't talk to him. Feel me? Like that's how I get down. I can't ask you what I want to ask you. I got to go.
He did not give them any information that everyone did not know.
Shit is doodle. Yo, it pisses me off, bro. It pisses me off because you know what he gonna do. You know he gonna sit up there and look like some tight-faced mosquito. You know what he gonna do. So why not get around that by asking the right question? Here's the right question. Hey, Joe, we know you had your 30 visits, right? And that was an exciting part of the year for you, which is always, right? But in those 30 visits, you have a draft board. Tell us what you think about the quarterback position. And what if Shedeur Sanders just happens to drop and be there at 3? Is he an option?
Everyone's an option. You know, you're gonna give you the.
And that's when I start throwing shit.
I think
I start throwing shit right there.
Somebody did say that. I think somebody did say that. He did say everybody's an option.
Everybody's an option. We're looking at everyone.
That guy's elusive.
Right. So if somebody who don't like running backs, his ass sure know how to get out of the backfield.
That's GM talk, right? They gotta say that. They can't.
And I'm okay with that because if he drafts them, then all this gonna go away from me. But if he don't,
I want to ask him.
All this coming back.
The one question I've always wanted to ask him since the Senior Bowl, and I ain't want to get kicked out because he was standing 15 fucking feet away from me, is: has your philosophy changed? That's the only question. Invite me in just so I can say, has your philosophy changed since Saquon? Do you see football differently, sir?
He got a price for players. That's how his mental is. I have a price for that position. You know what I mean? Unless he's going to go get the person out of free agency, apparently.
And same, have you ever got this phone call? Hey, what's up, man? Hello, P, what's up, baby? Yeah, I'm at the gates. Because that's exactly where you would have been.
Yeah, for sure.
So, you got to blame it on the reporters. Excuse me, the journalists, they're not asking the right questions. Even though he's evasive. He is evasive. He going to give you some bullshit, take you around the corner, back 180 it, 360 it, same shit. But right now, as far as this offseason, he's been doing pretty much what he's supposed to do. So if that's your poker face, you know what I mean? Do what you got to do, but come out of this draft victorious. Was that the end of that presser, or he's still bumping his gums?
No, he got more, but we ain't gonna play it. What is him being victorious to you?
You got to get a quarterback, a running back, a defensive tackle, 2 linemen in third. You know what I mean? Like third, fourth, all that. You need a quarterback for the future, the running back to go with Tracy, the physical. You know what I mean? I need I like it's 2 quarterbacks I like. You know what I mean? I like E's running back, and I like LRP's running back too. You know what I mean? If we go in and do that in a second.
Scatterboo? You like Scatterboo?
Hey, listen, man. He a physical back. You know what I mean?
He is, yeah.
But it's for the love of LRP. He ain't gonna last long in the NFL with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
He a goal line back.
He ain't gonna last that long with that and trying to do that and overfit in the NFL. But
I keep on sleeping on that kid, man. I'm glad. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support.
Henderson, man.
Big trip.
Yeah. So I need the quarterback, the running back, the DT, 2 offensive linemen, and then I need 4 starters out of this draft is what I'm saying. I need 4. You got 2 threes. If you're not trading nothing up, I need 4 starters. You got like...
If he works this... I'm sorry, Sam. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm excited. Go ahead.
No, I'll just say, you got too many picks in the top 100 to not come out with something that's ready to hit the field today. You know what I'm saying? So that'll be the victorious end for me. I need 4 better, and the number 1 gotta be the future. You know what I mean?
No matter who it is.
I foresee this man if he works it out, and if he GMs at an elite level, which I think, well, I don't know if he's going to do or not. They may just stay pat everywhere they are each round and then walk away with the picks that they got. But he could flip and walk away with 10.
Right now is not the time to get cute. Your ass on the line. Get it right. Because if you get it wrong, because we watched him get it wrong with 10. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched him get it wrong with 10 picks. 2 in the possible came out of that draft. So I'm not trusting nothing he is doing. You better get 4 and a possible out of this draft because that's your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Solidify your future, deal with your present, and make sure you got enough for when some of these dudes is gone that you can replenish that room. Van Rotten, Illuminor.
Talking about
Yeah.
all these.
Yo, guys, peace to the earth. What's good? What's good? Y'all can hear me? Yo.
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Yeah. Peace, family. Peace. On a little break real quick. Yeah, that presser was crazy long. It was like 23 minutes. So I was like, yo, let me see if I'll chop it up, see if they can play a little or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, but he was up there talking the normal bullshit, man. Yeah, hey, guys, we are the world. We love everybody. We're looking at everybody. We're going to love everybody. We're going to love everybody. Now, cut it out, bro. All right? You did all that work on Shador them. All the way in Colorado, stay in Colorado. You had, hotels in Colorado. I don't know if you probably had a residency out there.
Facts, like, real estate out there.
Cut it out, man. Cut it out. All right. But the Abdul Carter thing, they said the medical. He said, Abdul said he's fine. He didn't know he had it, but then he got to check with Ronnie Burns. So I'm like, all right. So nothing came out with the medical. I think the kid good on the medical, but It's getting interesting. It's the season to where they, all of these narratives have to come out. Of course, we saw the Jackson Dart when he starts soaring out there. Like, remember how they did Daniel Jones, give him his own special and all. You know what I mean? But I think it's interesting. But he's not going to tell us nothing. Neither is Dable. Dable ain't going to tell us shit either.
Of course, Ronnie Barnes passed his ankle.
Nah, he said he still got to talk to him. He's like, I don't know. I still got to talk to Ronnie on the medical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay. He ain't got to worry. He ain't got to worry. That ankle A1.
Yeah.
Shit, for real, don't touch my goddamn ankle. Get away from me. I heard about you.
Ronnie Barnes.
Man,
yeah, I heard about you. I got my own
the
doctor.
last
This is Steve.
motherfucker to examine anything.
Real, come with your own doctor draft picks.
Facts.
Come with your own goddamn doctor.
Ronnie Scan
I don't care
Barnes.
what you say. For real, do not touch me. I refuse treatment. Fuck that.
Let me take a look at it. Son, pause.
Yeah, he named that shit the MRB instead of the MRI. What the word M stand for, Freeze? What's the word M in MRI?
Might be something else.
Magnetic.
Right. Magnetic Ronnie Barnes.
It might be something else because that's what they always told us. Could be leg. Might be something else. But anyway, what we got this question here. Pat Sherman and spoke on Jones and Sanders. Oh no.
Yeah. Colorado offensive coordinator Pat Sherman said, I think they're very similar prospects from player and person when talking about Daniel Jones and Shedeur Sanders.
In person?
That's crazy.
What?
Check his last 24-hour transaction.
Checks his pips.
Check his Gatorade or something.
Check his urine. Check his urine.
That's why he ain't an NFL coach no more.
You know what's crazy? He was an NFL coach that allowed us to believe that we might have had something with that boy his first year. He the only dude that got it right with him.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
And then think about it, right? If Deion Sanders trusts this kid's offensive situation with his only son at quarterback, he must be doing something correct.
I think Pat Shermer is great at disguising deficiencies, and Pat Shermer is great at playing to the strengths of.
And that means he's a good quarterback coach, and he's a good offensive coordinator.
Exactly. He is.
That's what it means.
He's just
why
not a
he's
head
not
coach.
an NFL head coach no more.
Yep. Never was.
How can you compare?
He's not a leader of men. He's not a leader of men.
How are you comparing Daniel Jones and Shedeur Sanders and say that they're similar people?
Well, he's been with them before in situations that we haven't, so it must be something he experienced in his experience that made him say that.
if anything, you would say the greatest thing about Daniel Jones was what? His work ethic, right? Is his preparation. So I think that's probably what he's talking about, because as far as personality, polar opposites.
Yeah, but that would be wouldn't that be based on the player?
Yeah,
that would be based on the player, right? Not person.
But that's the reason why I guess he said person, because personality changes the whole word.
Whole word.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we know we got to say that. You know, man. There's certain things that you got to say. And I believe him. Yeah, I believe him when he says it.
I do too.
So it's all good.
Yeah, being a good person by nature, right, doesn't have anything to do with your personality. So I get it. First guy in the gym, last guy to leave, shows up every day with a lunch pail. That's a good person. But you can be as boring as a motherfucker showing up every day.
No, but see, I don't think that Daniel Jones was a boring person. I think that he didn't want to let out his personality because he probably was taught to play this image. You know what I mean? That image model role. Don't cut your beard. Stand up straight.
So in Indiana, he about to have area codes.
Yeah, no, he'll definitely fit out.
Okay. He about to get loose.
Crazy.
He about to beat out Richardson.
Yeah, he gonna be at the juice bar.
I mean, I think at this point it would be easy if Richardson, won't be on the field. That's number one. And plus, if he hasn't become a student of the game, if the kids still don't know how to read defenses, or audible at the line, he gonna be in trouble. He going.
What's crazy? I think he's one of them guys who is a 4-year project. I think Anthony Richardson is the Jordan Love over there. I believe this kid is a 3-year to 4-year prospect. He should have sat his ass a long time ago, bro.
But they didn't have anything in the tank.
I know. Flacco was over there.
Life after Peyton.
Yeah, Flacco was over there.
Oh, Andrew Luck, rather.
Matt Ryan, I think, was.
But you can't come back from taking yourself out of the game being a quarterback. You can't come back.
See what I'm saying? That's mental. That is
mental. Dude said I was tired. I want to take a rest.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, come on.
You're the quarterback.
Yeah. Come on.
He's going out there looking up, saying, confused about it. What's going on? So he just started running.
This man,
he didn't call a timeout because of a bad play. He called the timeout because he didn't want to play. That's crazy.
Yo,
normally quarterbacks be like, time out. And he'd be like, what's going on? This is what you see? Look, they just switched the defense from two in the box, and they're bringing the linebacker down, crashing. So I want to change the play, coach. He walked over and said, listen, I was tired, boss.
Straight up.
Yo.
I was tired. Nah, you don't do that.
No.
Come on.
Bro, I would have sat him. I'm like, all right, you tired? You can sit down the rest of the game.
Yeah. That's all you had to say. Minshew.
Don't even worry about it, baby.
Right.
Goes down in infamy. You know what I mean? Boxing with a dude didn't want to come out of the ring out of his corner. Scottie Pippen when he didn't want to come in because he was mad because everybody was like Jordan one day and he was in his feelings. Dude from San Fran that walked off the field. Can't,
Antonio Brown, if we gonna bring up people bugging.
You talking about the tight end, right? When can't work with him.
The linebacker. Yeah.
Can't coach him.
Vernon Davis.
Yeah, Vernon. But we got to keep it real. At that time, Vernon Davis was better at his position than Anthony Richardson was at his position at this point.
Sure was.
Facts.
So my question is, he is acting like that and got and think about it. Vernon Davis didn't leave. They fired Mike Singletary.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did he get traded? Didn't they trade Vernon Davis?
Afterwards. That was a couple years after. Mike Singletary wasn't even there when we played them in 2011.
Yeah, that was a disaster. That was a disaster. Mike Singletary was just like the shortest stint. Grand opening, grand close. I was like, damn.
Yeah, give that man a chance.
Yo.
Yeah, for real.
He was too militant. That's what it was. He was too militant. They are always cool with a coach who has an authoritative way, but there's also the militant way, and we all know why. Okay, we're not going to act like we don't know why. He was one of those. You're not going to tell me what to do at all. And hey, Mike, we know we're not going to tell you what to do, but we're going to have to let you know where you're going to go. Thank you so much for your services. We got a nice severance for you. Plane is fueled up, and our key card is about to be cut off. Have a good night.
What up, Paper Waves? Patriots fans, welcome. All fans, welcome. But said Patriot fan here. Hope you guys play it smart. Take best available with Carter or Hunter. I'd rather us get Will Campbell. Well, yeah. You guys want to protect me as much as possible.
But where would he fit in? Like, let's say they did draft Travis Hunter. Where would he fit in on this team?
He automatically becomes the number 2 corner, and he automatically becomes the number 2 wide receiver.
He
automatically. That's his spot.
Yeah.
Yo,
he's an upgrade.
Yeah,
on both
that's
sides
it.
of the ball.
That's it.
He an upgrade on both sides of the ball, man.
And he ain't got nobody who could really beef over him. That's really that. Slayton, of course, got the contract, but when you go across the board talent-wise on both sides of the football, can't nobody say nothing. If he was to come in here and be the number 2 wide receiver starting day one, if it's him, Malik Neighbors, and Wan'Dale Robinson, ain't nobody gonna say nothing to him at all.
You talking about?
And if he's the number 2 corner, yeah, and if he's the number 2 corner on defense with him, Drew Phillips, and Paulson Adebo, ain't nobody gonna say nothing to him either. There.
See, I would have packages for him because you can't play him both ways every game for 17. That kid's going to get worn the frick out. I would put him at corner and have packages for him at wide receiver.
I'm with you. I have a whole different thought process on it.
That's what I've been saying since the jump, bro. You let him play corner full time, and you have him part time at wide receiver.
And what's crazy is I have it the whole flip around. He got to go on that offense because that's the shit we need.
Nah, listen. Joe Shane thinking business. I'm going to draft him as a corner. Corners are not getting paid as much as wide receivers. So when that time comes, you know what I mean? I'm going to sprinkle him on the offense. You're on the defense, buddy. You're a luxury for my offense, but I'm going to pay you as a defensive back. That wide receiver,
whatever we draft you as, you still going to be on that offensive motherfucking situation. Yeah, because we are struggling in the points game. Our defense don't need you as bad as our offense. So your ass going to be on the offense. I need another wide receiver right now to get crazy if I don't choose that quarterback at 3. I need you to be offensive right now because that's where we struggle with the most. Think about it. Without Travis Hunter playing cornerback, we're still the same exact formidable team without him if we don't draft him. But if we do draft him, we're a better offensive team if we take him.
I mean, it would have to be, and you would have to absolutely capitalize your draft to get some offensive linemen in here. Because if you're assuming, well, I'm running 4 wide receivers. You know what I mean? What's the personnel package? What's the number on 4 wide receivers and a running back?
Spread offense?
Nah, it's like what's that? 23, 22 personnel. I don't know.
20. You talking about 21 personnel?
Yeah.
Okay.
He is definitely involved in those packages as a 4th wide receiver. You putting him and Neighbors on one side because you can't forget you got to play Slayton.
Absolutely.
You got to put Slayton in there, and you got to have Wan'Dale in there, and then you can interchange, sub out Hyatt. You got to get Hyatt involved as well. And they all, you know what I mean? So it's a lot to go around. It's a lot to configure, you know what I mean, with Travis Hunter on this team. Do I feel confident of them creating a playbook that capitalizes off all of that? Because you can kill with all of that.
Murder.
So
see, that's what I was alluding to. Like, you paid Slayton $36 million. You didn't pay him to be the third.
Oh, he gonna be. We draft Travis. We draft Travis. He gonna be that already.
Yo.
I think he part-time too. I think he's splitting that time with Travis Hunter. This is why you got the luxury of that shit, because you don't have to play Travis Hunter so much on either side of the ball. You know what I'm saying? When you look at the wide receivers, you know what I mean, without Travis Hunter, you got, you know what I mean, Neighbors, Slayton, Wandell, and you, of course, Hyatt, but you know what I'm saying? You got them. You know what I mean? So in that 4 wide receiver set, like y'all just said, boom, you got fucking Hunter with them as well. That's crazy. Then when you go into the other side, he don't have to play so much as well on that side neither. When he tied, you know what I mean? Well, guess what? We got motherfucking Adebo, Deontay Banks, motherfucking Drew Phillips. You know what I'm saying? We got
Cordell Flott on the reserve.
Cordell Flott, you know what I'm saying? Like we got a plethora of guys where we don't have to overwear his, you know what I mean? But when we need him, he out there. When we need him, those plays, those critical plays, he out there, whether it's offense or defense. That's the specialty of having a Travis Hunter on this team.
And to your point, Shakes, think about it, right? All them little bum-ass decoy plays we ran last year, those become actual plays now. Because you ain't running a dummy wide receiver nowhere when he on the field. They got to be accounted for. They caught on to that Hyatt bullshit. That's why he was open a lot last year. Motherfucker, you waiting cardio. You ain't getting the ball.
Right.
But let Travis Hunter run that same route. Shit.
You better go get him. Yeah.
That's a whole fact. People forgot that. Jalen Hyatt was running decoy routes last year. That shit ain't gonna be no decoy this season. Not with Russell Wilson.
Hell no. Nah. You gotta see it, man. I hope shit come together, man. They got an opportunity.
Man, get me Shador Sanders. Fuck all that.
Oh yeah, it's still Shador.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let Travis go to Cleveland, be the greatest thing on since sliced bread, galvanize that fan base, you know what I'm saying? And let's get our future quarterback and get our draft picks and get this team rolling so we won't even miss not taking his ass. Let's get that out there.
Exactly. Just keep it simple.
But if we don't, he got to come over here.
And I'm kind of on that. Like, it's like, of course, y'all know Travis Hunter my number one, but it's more like 1A, Shador 1B. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to wait till I'm gonna wait till my rankings to tell you my rankings. But anyway, you know what I mean? My point was that if Hunter goes to Cleveland, I will accept that. Like, all right, bet we got now. My focus stay. All right, Shador has to be the pick. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they both on the board, I'm conflicted, but I'm leaning to Travis Hunter. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with it. So that's why I got so mad in that space is where you like, oh, Shakes don't want Shador. I'm like, motherfucker, don't say that. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
People don't know where that come from, but I'll let them know.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. People want Shador so bad, it make me wish the Cleveland Browns would pick him. I'm tired of this shit already.
Yo, same. I don't know if you know, bro, that he's not even winning in none of the polls.
Man,
yo, bro, I'm telling you what it is. Like the voting polls, like us, regular voting polls, us. He's nowhere near over Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter, bro. He's third in the polls. When they say which three out of these three players, who do you want the New York Giants to draft and you vote? He's the third person, fam. Is Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, and then him. This fan base is not rocking with him as much as you think. That's what's bugging me out. They ain't rocking with him, bro.
Motherfuckers shouldn't have beat the Colts. Now, Daniel Jones on the Colts. You picking third. You don't even – ain't no one or the other to you. Who knows? Just because motherfuckers is piling on quarterbacks, that's the same thing they're saying about us, right?
I'm going to say this to you.
They piling on quarterbacks.
I'm talking to our friends, but I'm going to say it to you.
Somehow he like the quarterback.
Do not let motherfucking Daniel Jones have a better season than Russell Wilson. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
What they going to say?
I just don't even want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. So please let him be a failure over there and we be successful so the whole world could just be like, yeah, that's what we thought, motherfucker. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
you'll never hear the end.
Because we'll never hear the end of it.
It will always go on.
Oh my God!
If they make the playoffs and all that, oh my!
He win more games than Russell Wilson.
You already know. You already know what they're gonna be saying. I told you. Oh, it was the Colts general manager that said that. He said Daniel and Anthony is gonna have a competition. You know what I mean? Competition brings the best of anybody. It's a competitive league. We're not just bringing in anybody. He had to be somebody that's really going to be able to challenge Anthony. And I think it's going to go both ways. Anthony would challenge Daniel Jones too. That's the GM.
Word. Those are word, damn near word for word what he said. But we're going to keep it a thou out, right? Since we just talking, it's not about the name of the player. It's about the player, period, and his attributes. Anthony Richardson has no motherfucking chance when it comes to throwing the football. When it comes to throwing the football, they're not even in the same space. Now running, he's a better runner than Daniel Jones, more athletic, strong, powerful, right? But throwing the football, I know, but he's just, he got that wiggle, that Lamar to him. You know what I'm saying? He got that Lamar to him. You know what I'm saying? It's his gay Lamar over there. You know what I'm saying? He got that Lamar to him. But throwing the football, he is possibly one of the worst starting throwers of the football in the league. He's worse than Justin Fields. And nobody thinks Justin Fields can throw the ball for some reason. I don't know why. Right?
Watch when he hook up with Wilson.
I think he can throw.
That's what I said. I think he can throw.
Yo, Mr. Wilson.
Now, is he consistent? That's the.
Yo, he
just consistent.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna get a chance to see at the Jets because he damn sure got weapons like a mother. This is probably the most weapons that he ever had in his career. He got weapons over there. So we're gonna see exactly what it's hitting for. And we're gonna get firsthand notice of it.
If he can't do it over there, new coach, new GM, come on.
And their identity still better be a running team.
Oh, yeah, they definitely a running team, bro. They got a stable.
Come on.
What?
It has to be. When you have a running quarterback like that, you got
to be. Goodness. Should be dangerous.
Don't let him win his first 3 games over at the Jets. Oh, my God.
Shit should be dangerous, man.
And that's wild, right? 2 teammates from last season is in the same building this season. That went over your heads?
Yeah.
Think about it. two teammates from last season is in the same building this season. Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. They were both on the Steelers last year. Now they in New York.
They in New York.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how about that, huh? How about that?
Right down the hall. Hey, Russ. Hey, what's up, Jay? Right down the hall.
Well, not exactly.
Yeah,
The Jets practice in Morristown. So
yeah, I went to their practice last year. Their practice, their situation is dope too, by the way. You feel me? But what I'm saying is they're in Jersey. You know what I mean? Like they're in Jersey. And I can't wait to see what's going on. Meaning as Justin Fields jerseys, I wonder how that's gonna go. You know what I'm saying?
They gonna be like, "This the best since Namath." He gonna be better than Mark Sanchez.
When is the last time an Aboriginal quarterback started for the Jets? Day
Geno
one.
Smith.
Geno Smith.
Yo.
Oh, they don't give a fuck about race, bro.
Nah,
we ain't even on that. I'm just asking the question.
No, I'm just saying, period, bro. They done had a
Yeah. They don't care.
They just trying to win games. They trying to win games.
They had the first Latino quarterback.
They had the first pregnant quarterback.
Nobody care about his decision. I'm just glad the Giants didn't get him, man. Nobody wants that in here, man. I was like, man,
nobody,
please,
bro.
Man.
You see how quick the Jets was like, man, let's go get Justin.
You ain't want Justin Fields, saying?
No, I didn't want Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. Okay.
Toxicity, man. I was like, hell nah. I was like, please, do not let that be breaking news. That will break my heart. I'll be tired of this shit. For real, man.
That was the shit that was pissing me off with Marshall Green. Every time he turned around, he wanted breaking news. The New York Giants and Aaron. I'm like, God damn. Here he go. Yeah, of course he can. First of all,
he always think he can get in front of everything. Like you can't get in front of everything, man.
And it don't even be in front.
Bullshit up.
It be inflated bullshit that he leads to. And guess what his last line is every time? If you want Aaron Rodgers, hit that like button right now. Yes, motherfucker. Didn't you just say we had a conversation with him? Now it's if we want him.
Man, listen, I'm glad we don't got that dude, man. He should just retire.
He should. I don't know. He wasted people's time,
bro.
Man. The Steelers,
bro, the next time you see him, watch his stomach. He's gonna be about 7 months.
He be on Pat. Go ahead, do Pat McAfee show. You know, just chill out. Give your opinions. You know, because you be going to the dark place, man. Going to the dark place and all that shit.
Steelers need to go ahead and draft Milroe. Call it a day.
Right. Get all that out of our way. You feel me? Saints need to go ahead and get Dart. Move all that shit out of our way. You know what I'm saying? Or the Jets need to come up and feel how they need to feel. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody need to act like they know. Or Tennessee need to come up off that. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be some movement, man.
Yeah. Joe said, and let me tell you, y'all know the relationships ain't there with Sugar. Sugar ain't got no relationships. So let who's matter of fact, I never asked this question. Who is fifth in the draft? Who's fifth?
Hold on.
Yeah, who's fifth?
Jaguars.
They can get busy. Nobody talks about the Jaguars. The Jaguars can get busy. For that fifth pick, what? They established with their quarterback already.
Yeah.
Let the Raiders, man,
get whoever they want.
Listen, and they can give that, they could pick swap and get some things.
Don't sleep on the Jets or the Raiders.
This is
They
but
move
this is
up,
what
try to
I'm
get a
saying.
quarterback.
This is God damn it, J-Rock, we're talking the same language here in English. I love it. That's what I'm talking about, bro. If they feel like, you know what, I am not with the bullshit nobody else is on, we know what we want. And if a Jackson Dart or a Jalen Merrill, if that's what they feeling and they could get more picks for it, man, let me tell you something. Let me see. And New Orleans is at 9, and you know they need a QB.
Mm-hmm.
The phone is ringing for New Orleans and Jacksonville. Because Jacksonville needs what? What does Jacksonville need?
Everything is a quarterback.
I wouldn't say that. They defend.
Nah,
Their defense has
hell
always
no.
been tight.
I mean,
Hell
they
no,
got
they just paid
they
him.
got some pieces.
They just
Yeah,
paid
they got
him. He make
pieces.
damn near 60.
Yeah, they got he ain't right.
They
They
paid
are
him
straight at
last
quarterback.
Yeah,
year. He had a
They
bad
feel
year
what
last
they
year, but
need.
they paid him.
What they need is one more actual pass rusher, or get that exact DT in like Mason Graham or something. Feel me? Get that, and they in business. Because Jacksonville was weak in the run stop department last year. They could get you some sacks with, you know what I mean, with the dudes on the edge, but the run stopping.
I think they need some offensive linemen. They need some weapons on the outside.
Let me tell you something. They right there. You know they just picked somebody up too. Hold on, let me go.
They lost your boy at tight end. He went to the Broncos.
Ingram, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And he gonna do damage over there too, because they ain't had no tight end to help out last year. He's gonna do damage over there. But they picked somebody up. Hold on, I know I'm not bugging.
In free agency?
Yeah, they picked somebody up.
Offense or defense?
Offense.
Jaguars?
Yeah, I could have swore they grabbed somebody offensively, man, in the free agency.
Let me see. Let me go look at it.
But yeah, if I was Jacksonville, the phones all be set up in front of me.
They taking calls now. That's what Joe Shane said. They taking calls. I don't think he move on.
Taking calls.
Who, the Jaguars?
Better be taking calls.
Giants.
Not at the Giants.
Oh yeah. I'm not. Fuck that. I'm talking about the Jaguars. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like nothing he talking about, and I don't know nothing about no taking no phone calls. Motherfucker, make them.
You know who really taking calls though? The Patriots.
Of course.
They don't need no quarterback. They right behind us. Motherfuckers be finagling.
And they can and listen.
And they'll take that and package something else.
And what does the Patriots need? Offense.
Mm-hmm.
The Patriots need offense. They might fuck around and take Ashton Genty.
They got some offensive pieces in free agency. Let me see. Hold on.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. They got Stephon Diggs.
They got Diggs. They got Austin. Well, he resigned. They got they got Morgan Moses, offensive tackle. Right. Garrett Bradbury, center.
Come on.
That's about it on offense.
They made some moves, man.
Right. They need one more big. They need one more big play wide receiver. You feel me? And a running back to help out with Stevenson, because they got a running game. The Stevenson dude is nice.
Yeah, he's nice. He definitely is.
My son.
Oh, they got De'Ami Brown. That's who the Jags got.
Okay, right. See, I knew they got somebody.
And they signed Hunter Long, tight end.
Those are good pickups for them because of the system that they run down there. De'Ami Brown gonna get the ball because Brian Thomas now is about to start commanding double teams because he had a season that was better than Malik Neighbors when it came to the touchdown. I try to tell everybody them. My sons was the ones. I try to tell everybody. I say, yo, I know I love one of my sons, but please pay attention to the other one. Brian Thomas Jr. is Himothy. I told y'all that. I think he had about 14 touchdowns in his rookie season, bro.
Yo, but with Trevor Lawrence 4-13, that shit don't add up. Did they get rid of the coach already? Or they still
Doug
got
Peterson?
Doug Peterson? Because that's underachieving. That's beyond underachieving, man. How good Brian Thomas was, and a 4-13 record with Trevor Lawrence, where you just gave him something similar to Dak. He was close to 60. They hit him. They blessed him. They just gave him the money last year. So you folded under the pressure of the money that they gave you. You want to show that you're worthy, so you're doing uncharacteristic shit. I don't think all of that was blaming on injury. It wasn't all injury. It wasn't just injury. I know he missed some games.
What was his numbers?
He took some L's with that shit. He took
Let me
some
see
L's
his
with that.
numbers. Trevor
Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence. I like him. I always liked him. You know what I mean? Well, he came out of Florida or some shit like that.
Trevor Lawrence, no. Clemson.
Something with like an orange type of. What you said?
Clemson.
Yeah. See, yeah. I know just something with orange. I just forgot what school it was. I know something with the orange, but yeah, man. 4-13. He wasn't hurt that long. He ain't missed that many games.
Yeah, 10 to. Brian Thomas had 10 touchdowns.
Okay. Yeah, but he was definitely hurt that long, bro. You know, he only had 11 touchdowns and 7 interceptions.
And how many games?
That's it?
Yeah, he had 11. Yo, Trevor Lawrence had 11 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, bro.
Yeah, did he play the whole season?
Nah.
That's what I'm saying. He missed that. He missed touchdowns and 7 interceptions.
Yeah, and whatever little time you're out here, that's not good work. That 4-13 will become a you. Pause. That's not you. That's not how you operate.
Play 10 games.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, 11 touchdowns in 10 games. That's wild.
This is what I'm saying, bro. That means that I'm gonna tell you what that means, J-Rock. That means he been injured. He tried to fight through it, and it got way worse, and it was lingering. For a quarterback, 11 touchdowns in 10 games. Yeah, come on, bro. Nah. And one wide receiver had 10 touchdowns for the season. Yeah. That's injury.
You, man.
That's an injury, bro. That ain't him.
Man out there
yeah.
like that.
That ain't him.
He had a shoulder injury.
Right. There you go.
See, exactly.
There you go.
Tarnishing that man's image, man. Don't put him out there like that.
Yeah.
All right, so then you gotta give him a caveat then, right? He was injured.
Of course I'm giving him a big caveat. A huge caveat.
You gotta blame that on the organization. That's some Ronnie shit.
Same shit with Justin. Same shit with Justin Herbert the year before last. Remember?
Putting these people out here hurt, man.
We was out here talking shit about him, like, yo, Herbert is a bum. Herbert is this. And Shake said, yo, the injury, bro. And we was arguing bullshit with him, but he was like, injuries, bro. And it was real.
Yeah.
The dude couldn't even, man, he ain't even look like himself, bro. I'm gonna talk shit about you. It's because you're healthy. I ain't gonna shit on you when you're injured.
But no, Shake said the same thing about Penix, and that's why he was going to drop to the second.
Yeah, but he was shitting on him while he was healthy. That's the problem. That was dumb.
You see what I don't know what for, man.
Because that's how he is. That's how he feel.
Paper Waves. You follow the Jags? I do like Trevor.
Paper, obviously, you know what I just recognized about Paper Waves? He's an NFL person. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
He's a Patriots fan, but he's an NFL guy. Like, he knows what's going on.
So is Peterson still there? So now I follow the lead.
Exactly. I don't think Peterson's still there. Patriots? I mean, with the Jaguars?
Yeah, with the Jags.
Fire. Yeah, see? After a 4-13. That's the type of shit.
Who the
and
new coach?
we 3-14. 2 years type shit in a row. I think we was 4-13 last year?
Nah, we was 6-11 last year.
The year before that, then
9-7, 9-6-1.
That's it, right? I bet. But yeah, so last year is bad like this year, man. All that shit is bad.
We got worse last year. Year before that.
Worse, yeah.
We got worse, bro. Our trend is bad. We won with a team that got into the playoffs, barely squeaked in, made a little bit of noise. Then the next season didn't sniff nothing. Then after that was worse than that team.
Got 15-7. Your best.
Come on, man.
The best you got out of him was 15-7. 22
Coach is Liam
total.
Cohen. I think Paper Waves said that he's the Bucks OC. Liam Cohen.
Oh, he's the coach now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit gonna change, bro. You know he runs an aerial attack. You know he runs a spread offense. He got the Mike Evans over there to do it. You feel me? He got the Mike Evans to start over there with Brian Thomas. And then you know they're going to go get one of these boys in the draft to help out. De'Ami Brown is a 2. Yeah, he has the prototype, the Mike Evans type over there. And Brian Thomas, the big body wide receiver that is a red zone
killer. He like 6. Is he 6? Nah, he like 6'3". Brian Thomas like 6'3". Brian Thomas 6'5"?
He's go look at his stats, bro. No, just go look at his situation.
He was 6'3"-ish.
Yeah, go look at his 6'1". Go look at his situation. That dude is 6'4", man.
Yeah, he's 6'4".
He's doing bad out there.
He can emulate that whole entire Mike Evans situation. He faster than him too. Up the field wise,
Brian Thomas is 6'2", bro.
Okay, 6'2". but he's a big kid though. Like when you look at him, you like, okay, he's a big kid.
Yeah. Like that AJ Brown. Ain't nobody gonna
I'm telling you, he's speed too.
6'5". You can't tell me AJ Brown is 6'5".
Nah.
But he only like 6'1", barely 6'2".
I'll tell you what though.
He is. I don't even think he's 6'2". He might
when
be
you roll low like that, you could do whatever you want to do. I remember us arguing with Shakes, right? Me and Black Freezy. And he like, yo, Metcalf, man, my son, man. And I'm like, you know what? My son is AJ Brown. And he like, for real? I said, yo, you over there talking about Metcalf. I'm telling you, AJ Brown is the dude. We had that conversation for years, man.
Yo, where's Metcalf, man?
He with the Steelers, bro.
Oh, yeah, see, because these players is moving around.
And they sitting there talking about, yo, I'm reading 6'3". Yeah, all right, 6'3" and some centimeters,
6'3".
bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to put the cleats on, bro. Feel me? That man 6'4", bro.
They be lying for them when they coming out of college and shit.
I tell you what, 10 touchdowns don't lie as a rookie.
Hell no.
And he missed games. He didn't play every game. He got injured.
Paper Waves. He's definitely a true X. He is.
Yes, he is, bro. Yes, he know that route tree like everybody else that come up out of there. They got a fever in the NFL. Him, Chase, Justin, Neighbors, and Thomas. They got a fever. Don't get it twisted. Boutte over there. He know what's up in New England. He get down. And Lacey was the next in line. God rest his soul.
Mm-mm-mm. Got work to do.
Yeah.
As my grandfather would say, it's time to get down to the nitty gritty. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So stop playing with that board, man. Get your board correct, man.
So
Where
Paper
that
Waves wants to
need meets
know.
value.
Paper Waves wants to know who we want at 3.
It's easy,
Carter or
Waves.
Hunter?
It's easy, Waves. Neither one.
Right
I
there.
don't want neither one of them at 3. I want Shador Sanders. Get me my future. Just like
I
how I
got you,
knew
B.
Drake May was going to be a Patriot, but while he was still playing at UNC, I knew he was going to be a Patriot. Drake Patriot May. I called him that while he was in his 8th game in UNC. Just like how you got your future, we need ours. Try to tell us about no corners, Hunter.
Listen, man, if the QB is there, I'm going Hunter.
Even if Shador Sanders is there?
If the QB is not there,
Okay, you got to
I'm
say
going
that.
Hunter.
Okay, right. Okay.
Well,
But
that's what I heard too. You said if the QB is there, I'm like,
there,
what?
I'm going, and I'm like, yo, that's right.
If he is not there, I'm going Hunter. You know what I mean?
Wait, hold on. What concerns do you have on Shador Sanders?
And listen, Paper, I'm just telling you this as our brother, right? Please do not give us a stale thought process from a personal opinion. Give us the stats and the facts. Don't give us no general opinion, man. Give us what we do here on this show, which is intelligent football takes that are relevant to his skill set. Talk about his skill set.
Hold on, because I want to hear this. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. If you want to come on.
Yeah, we got to hear this. We got
to hear you say this. Because that's too much to type out.
Going in the book early, huh, Paper? You going in the book. First time I see you in the chat, but you will go in the book, B. You will always be remembered for somebody who made a diabolical statement. What were you talking about right there, though?
He said, I'm really concerned over his play against tougher competition. But his accuracy is great.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you have better protection as well, pause. Because
and you're going to have a running game.
Yeah. Everything around him will be better.
He's going to have... Hey, what's going on, my brother?
What's up, y'all? Can you hear me?
What's going on, man?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and explain yourself.
Man, so here's the real deal with Shador. So I'm concerned mainly over the aspect of competition he faced. There's a lot of things I've seen from when he's facing that tougher competition. There's a lot of indecisiveness. I will say, having the line the Giants have, I know there's some questions on some of the guys you have, but I think just going up against the NFL level based off of what I've seen from him and the college level facing like the tougher schools, I'm blanking right now. I'm nervous. I'm not really prepared to be on the air to tell you which schools I've seen him struggle against. But I will say just in general, like those aspects alone, you got to keep in mind that's the type of stuff that like going from one thing to another is a big jump. And he is Deion's son.
Mm-hmm.
He has the confidence. He can do it all. And that in his mindset, cool. But really, though, he's got a good foundation coming to the Giants with having neighbors there. But there's still just some things like maybe having Russ and having Winston behind him for your guys' sake could be a huge benefit. But also at the same time, though, too, having the situation you're in right now with Russ and Winston, it might not be a bad idea waiting up until next year. And that's not to say keep Shane. Shane's not been that great for you guys. But what I will say is in general, I think it's just an idea situation. Take best player available. Maybe look into trading up if he's still in there. If you can get in there before the Steelers, I think that might be the shot to grab him.
But I think that's the
All right.
idea, right? I think the
Mm-hmm.
idea was for Shane to bring in Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston and have the future quarterback sit behind them if they don't think he's ready right now to either
Right.
sit a year or two and
Right.
Oh,
develop.
for sure.
Now, here's my thing, right, Paperman? And first of all, welcome to the Shakedown, brother. We've been around for 10 years, man. This crew of brothers have been together here for 10 years, knowing each other, collaborating.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody knows who we are. We're just the best kept secret. But now it's
Man,
out because we got you knowing what's up.
Don't even ask how I came across you guys' channel, dude. I've just been bored out of my mind tonight, and I'm so tired of hearing what's going on with the Patriots that I was like, let me just see what's going on, what's in front of us. And so you
All
guys
right.
popped up, and I was like, okay, well, you guys
Okay.
are leaning that way. The big thing with the Patriots right now is what do the Giants
Mhm.
and Browns do? If you
Right.
guys take a quarterback, that means rather if Travis Hunter ends up going to the Browns, which I'm kind of weary on that idea as well. Not against anything with Travis Hunter. I think he's a great player. I think the idea of Myles Garrett with Abdul Carter opposite of him is a great idea. But what
So think about it, Waves, and I don't mean to cut you off,
No,
right?
you're good, man.
I'm going to pick your brain after I give you the scenario of Shador Sanders
Oh,
really
yeah,
quick.
yeah. Let's get back to it.
I'll give you my scenario of Shador Sanders competition level when he was at Colorado, right? There are three things that the bigger schools and the better schools he played against did to them to dominate. Remember, college is always about the trenches, even like the NFL. His team was dominated in the trenches. Not only did he have to overcome those better defensive lines to his terrible offensive line, he had to still allow himself to get the ball down the field within that type of adversity without having a running game to settle him down.
Oh, for sure.
Every game he had to fight through running for his life or getting the ball out fast enough or actually taking a hit while delivering the ball. Something that we love our quarterbacks to do in the NFL because they make big plays down the field for us when they do it. But this kid was in such a adverse situation that it looked crazy, but he still wound up leading college football in accuracy in 74% with no running game. So when he gets to the next level, he's going to be protected better, which is no question about that. Sure. And he's going to be able to hand the ball off to somebody to allow him to not have to worry about that stress. And so the things that he looked scarce in college are already going to be prepared for him once he gets to the NFL. So think about it like this for 1 second, right? And this is my last sentence on Shador, and then I'll bring up the Patriots. He doesn't know what it is to have a productive running back in back of him. So how much more is he going to be better in the NFL without that deficiency in his situation in college?
Right.
So now we can move on to the Patriots. I'm going to give you a scenario, and I want you to tell me how you think about it.
Sure.
With the number 4 pick in the NFL draft, the New England Patriots select Travis Hunter. Talk to me.
Okay, so if we go the Travis Hunter direction, I'm immediately screaming in my head, we have to draft a left tackle. Like, it has been a problem of our team for years. And I'm talking like Isaiah Wynn was the last left tackle we took. And him coming out, everybody screamed, this guy is going to be a guard in the NFL. And the opposite of that of Will Campbell, which is who I personally want us to take at 4. Will Campbell was 6'6", Isaiah Wynn was 6'1", if I'm not 6'1", 6'2", as a left tackle. Kind of screamed like this might not be the best idea, guys. And that's good old Bill Belichick for you. Great 20
okay,
years.
so I'm bringing you back. I'm bringing you back, Paper. I'm putting you on the spot.
I'm sorry, man.
All right, I gotta reel you back in.
You're good.
Will Campbell, Travis Hunter is on the board. Where you going?
At that point, Gosh, man. I think I would go Travis Hunter. And then I'm hoping and praying we can trade up into like the 20s, early 20s to be specific.
And you said a
and
left
get a
tackle, right?
Yes, that's what we
You
desperately
don't
need.
even have to worry about that because
but
there are going to be. You guys got a second round?
we do. We have 38. Here's the
You
problem.
don't have to, man. You ain't got to worry about that.
Here's
You
the
watch
problem.
college
I'm going to
football?
tell you. They're flying off the board early. Like tackles are going to go like quarterbacks this year. That is my prediction. I think like Connerly, he's going to go probably roughly around like the Dolphins. You have the Texans who basically depleted their offensive line. You have the Chiefs. So you have to be in a situation. If there's a tackle you have secondary to Campbell, you got to be in a spot that like we can definitely get Ursery or, someone that they have that secondary faith in to play that position. So that's why I'm kind of leaning more on Will
You guys
Campbell.
can get a Josh Simmons, right? Let's
Injury
get that out
concern,
there.
man. That injury concern, that's tough. That's the same injury that ended Gerard Mayo's playing career, and it also set back Cole Strange for a year and a half. And it's not an easy injury to come back from.
Then I'm going to go to the next best thing in this draft, and nobody talks about him, but I think that he has the Will Campbell-ish type of game. We talking Gray Zabel, Colorado State.
Okay, leans more. He's shorter arms than Campbell.
Shorter arms, Zabel, but he works up there in New England.
He's versatile.
I know, absolutely, and I know that's what you guys are looking for, especially for a guy who maneuvers that'll give him some time in a Drake May. You feel me? Right. Like I always match up tackles with the type of quarterback, right? So I look at a guy like Drake May, and I'm like, damn, Gray Zabel would be really good.
Yeah.
But there's the other cat too. Is his name Membu? I don't want to get his name wrong.
Here's
Membu
the thing
from Missouri, right?
It's Membo.
Membo. Okay.
So here's the thing. He exclusively played right tackle, and him and the percentage of guys that played right tackle switching to left. You've got the what's his name, Fawanga, and then you have Tyrone Smith and maybe one other guy I'm blanking on have successfully done it. But like, was it Broderick Jones or even the last tackle? You got Latham, who they basically drafted just to play tackle. He played right tackle in college, threw him at left. They switched him back to right tackle. You got the guy that Cowboys just took this past year. He went right back to right tackle.
Yeah, he went back to right tackle.
It's not a high success rate of doing so. So even if Will Campbell has shorter arms than Membu, like he's at least played left tackle his whole life.
And here's my last guy. What about Simmons? You like him?
It's that injury, man.
It's that injury concern.
If we're taking anybody, we got to have somebody that's playing this year. We can't be BS.
Okay.
We have to. It's got to be right now.
You can tell I watch college football, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because I was able to throw those guys at you. Because most people look at it like this. Yeah, I got you. A lot of people think like this. Oh, we got to get the number one guy at the number one spot. But I'm going to tell you this, though. For the first time, right? The left tackle position in this draft, and nobody's talking about it, especially guys for the New York Giants, because of the fact that we're so harped on getting our offense right, but people don't realize that Andrew Thomas is starting to get up there as well in age in a couple of years. So we're going to need somebody to be there, you know what I mean, to make sure that they make it happen. But most people are not thinking, back to what I was, my first point, my brother, most people are not realizing there is a crop of left tackles in this draft that are going to be able to go well into the third round before the talent level tapers off. And that's saying something for offensive tackles, that this class is going to be able to go well into the third round until you start to see a real taper off.
Yeah. Well, there's like Benton out of North Carolina State. He's another one.
I like him. I like him, but you know what I don't like about him? He takes horrible angles sometimes, so he gives himself an opening inside wise, and he just gets beat inside at times. But I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm trying to keep a regular show.
One other guy, last left tackle I can think of that I wouldn't mind as a late. Well, there's two actually. There's Trapillo out of Boston College. He's played left and right, and then finally Charles Grant out of William and Mary. He's kind of creeping up on some boards now, but there's still that very he's like there's small school, there's very small school, and that's William and Mary. But he's just such a freak athlete that they might be like, hey, this might be worth it.
I'm gonna keep my eye on Gray Zabel, man.
Yeah.
He's slick, man. I like him.
The last thing I wanted to say was if we did take Will Campbell, if that second pick at 38, or if we traded up earlier, I wouldn't mind Tyler Booker. I wouldn't mind Gray Zabel. I wouldn't just solidify that left side of the line, and then that just knock it out, get it done. Clap your hands, wipe it away. We're done, over with, and now we can just draft whatever else we need.
And for me, right, I'll say this last thing about college football, man, and I appreciate you coming up and grabbing the microphone and being with us today too.
Oh yeah.
Since we are actually getting rotten at the position of right guard, which his last name is actually Van Rotten and Greg Van Rotten, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I need that Tate Ratledge, man. I need that Tate Ratledge from Georgia. That's what I need right there.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
Good pick for you guys. I mean, honestly,
absolutely.
I'd take him in the second. Just get like for your situation, you already got a receiver. You invested in defense as well. I mean, I'm sure there's still some holes on the defense. I can't say I know everything on the Giant side.
We looking at D tackle. We looking at D tackle, and we do have that in picking up Golston from the Cowboys. We do have that. Yeah. But I mean, future reference wise, because he's a rental, and we don't know what we're gonna get. So future reference wise, we get a D tackle and we get one linebacker.
Yeah.
And we're good to go.
I think we're good to go. You will certainly be able to find that in this draft because it's what
absolutely.
I think the combine had 40, 42 defensive tackles edge, the most that they've ever had. I think it might have been a higher number, but that's significant. And from what Daniel Jeremiah was saying, he said basically it's there's guys he thinks are going to go all the way to 7 that he could see still being vital role players for teams.
So I'm about to put you on the hot seat real quick, brother.
Okay.
Right? AFC East.
Mm-hmm.
We already know what you're coming with.
Okay.
You got a leader of men who God knows I wish we would have chose and took in Vrabel. The dude's a leader of men. You have a perfect situation. Mm-hmm. Your team has gotten exponentially better. Your free agency has put you guys in a great position, actually.
Yeah.
Do you feel you guys now have a chance to compete for the division, or what is exactly that you need? And you will put yourself in that position as division competitors. What do you need?
So definitely protection up front is what we would need. Vrabel had said it best that with the thing that we got to do is start small in a way of we got to be able to outsmart teams just playing dumb football. And a lot of teams make mistakes. We just have to be the smarter team. So if that means we're in a close 13-14 point game, 13 to 14 game, we just have to find a defensive way to get us to a field goal position to win. We just got to capitalize on mistakes. And I mean, from everything Vrabel's saying, personally, I wanted us to keep Mayo. I felt they did him dirty. Don't get me wrong. There was a lot of blunders with media. There was a lot of hiccups here and there. But to throw this guy in to the wolves with this bad of a roster, no real time to scout, no real time to even assemble a coaching staff, it was not a fair gig to him. But Vrabel behind the helm with the experience he's got, I really think with the way the Dolphins are shaking up right now, they could have a great draft and be in a better spot. But there's still a lot of questions and concerns on McDaniels. The Jets, I do like the coach they hired. I wish he went anywhere else but the Jets, but unfortunately that's where he is. So I have to not really like him as much anymore, unfortunately. But I will say with where we're at, we do have a good shot. But it's just a matter of just playing smart football and being better, limiting mistakes. And with Drake May, with Josh McDaniels as the OC now, I think that's only going to just boost him up further. It's not going to be a Tom Brady style offense with McDaniels. It's going to be, what can we do to benefit and maximize you? We're not playing Tom Brady's dink and dunk. This is, let's be smart, make smart plays, smart choices. But what are we going to do that's going to maximize your skill set, your legs, everything that you've shown us this past year, and set you to the moon? That's their goal. So I think starting with protection would be great. We've already got Diggs, but we'll just see where that all leads to.
No problem at all, man. First of all, again, I want to thank you for coming up and spending some
Yeah.
time with us. Do me a favor, man. Follow the show and hit
definitely.
everybody's handles that we have here on Twitter, and we'll follow you back and everything, brother.
Appreciate
We
it.
normally get a round table going with the AFC East, with all divisions, rather, within the year, right? And
All
we
right.
would definitely like for you to represent the Patriots. You'll be over there with our guy from Buffalo named Rico, and we normally will grab somebody from like the Miami Dolphins. And, you know, you four guys will let us know how you feel about your division, and we start arguments with you guys because you guys will
Yeah,
be
that'd be
arguing
great,
with
man.
each other.
I'll be sure to follow you guys
So
as well.
that's what's up, man. Yo,
Yeah,
salutes
that'd
to
be
you, brother. Thank you so much for everything.
And
absolutely. Thanks for
hey,
having me
and
on, guys.
let people know what your Twitter handle is or where they can find you and reach you at.
Dude, I'm like rarely ever on Twitter like that. Like I'm just scrolling through, so like I'll at least put it in the comments. I'll look for a while. We go back to it.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you guys for having me. Hopefully my Shador answer wasn't dumb. I just got thrown in the fire on that.
No, because
Good.
I've heard that from multiple people. I've
Okay.
heard that from a lot of people, so you're not alone.
Cool. Well, all right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Closing statement time, man. 2-hour mark, man. I'm tired.
Tell them about the gun line, boss.
Man. All right, bro. 2 hours, baby. Nah,
Wrap
man.
it up, B.
Great. Yeah, wrap that shit up, B. Are you gonna wrap that gavel up, B? But yeah. Nah, that was good talk though, man. It was good. I think that was very educational for the people that don't know anything about college football. I think if you didn't know about college football, I guarantee you learned something from that conversation right there.
You ain't never lie. Because I ain't have to talk about offensive linemen with nobody yet. He's the first person that made me come out and have to talk about these tackles because we don't talk about them. We talk about every other position. So, dope stuff. I'll go first, man. Listen, thank you for everybody for coming out tonight. Thank you on all the social media outlets. Thank you for everybody that reposted the post, that keeps allowing us to be relevant. You know, we can't thank you enough. But what we continuously need you to do, right, is hit the like, hit the subscribe, and comment on the show when it actually ends. Because all you guys' beautiful comments are not posted in the show section, in the comment section when the show's over. So it doesn't allow us to hit the algorithm. So that's all we're asking you to do. It's free, doesn't cost you nothing, and it does make you look cool. You know? So go ahead, man. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and post a comment after the show's over. Tell us something you would like to talk about. Bring up a topic even, man. You know what I mean? Challenge the host. So we'll even look at it and say, hey, you read this comment off? And we'll bring something like that to the show the next time. So I want to say thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you to my crew. Thank you to Black Rock Productions, LRP, Black Freezy, Same Difference, J-Rock, Shakes Montana, and of course myself, E the Chosen One from the Bronx. Thank you again. You guys have a blessed night, and we out of here, man.
All right, you got anything Sam? Or we just gonna close out?
Nah, man. Everybody have a great one, man. Thanks for coming out. Peace.
Oh, Shake's back. Go ahead, Shakes.
Oh, y'all did y'all close statements and all that?
Yeah,
It's
go
over
ahead.
with.
Bet. All right, so first off, man, it's my little nephew's birthday, and I promised him go ahead and give his take, and he got a crazy one. So,
Ain't he a Dolphins fan?
Yeah, he's a Dolphin fan, but he also a Giant fan as well. So, here's my youngest nephew, Kamori, on whether we should draft Shador Sanders or Travis Hunter?
So I think we should drop Shador, because think about it. If Travis Hunter played and they have Russell Wilson, well, Shador Sanders is more smarter than Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson almost broke his legs playing the Baltimore Ravens when he fumbled the ball. So think about it. So Shador Sanders, even though I'm gonna pass on Travis Hunter, because Shador Sanders, he can throw to open people, and we got Malik Neighbors, so we should be good.
What you want for your birthday,
Okay,
nephew?
Okay, Neff.
All right.
What do you want for his birthday?
And that is my youngest nephew.
Happy
Uncle
birthday,
Phil.
nephew, man, and God bless you with many more, man.
No doubt, man. Yeah, the boy.
Let him
He's
close it
definitely
out, Shaq.
learning the game, man. He's definitely learning the game. And got practice on Saturday. He's definitely back on the team. So shout out to my boy. Shout out to the Wildcats. Cut that down for a second, man. Mute that for a second. But yeah, man. Other than that, like we always say around this time, man. We don't expect y'all to agree with us, but we damn sure expect y'all to understand. Understand? So don't get shook up, because we keep shit live. It's the Shakedown with New York Giants on that drive for 5. And we out of there. Say we out of there, man.
We out of there.
All right. Take it away, J-Rock.
Yo, I just been shook by the shakedown.
Good night.